Welcome back to the Seven Deadly Sins anime review. This is episode number 16. And this one I'm reviewing the 291st chapter, An Eye for an Eye, a Tooth for a Tooth. Yep. The chapter starts off with a brief cover thing of Merlin in a towel, sitting on a bed. Yep, that's how the chapter thing starts off. Yeah, then we have a continuation of the battle from last chapter. We're having Merlin, the Sin of Pride, and one of the archangels taking on two of the Ten Commandments. And it's a brawl, and it's basically it's not like a big brawl like it was last chapter, but yeah, we have Merlin saying some stuff. Elsur's recovering still needs sunlight because right now he can't do anything. So yeah. And a fight ensues. Merlin does something. She doesn't actually physically fight them. Like, they all take on, and of course Henderson briefly shows up, concerned about everything. Merlin in her sexy dress, like pointing out stuff, and of course this guy who's not Zedros. Of course he stares at her for some reason. And Ellsworth is like, Merlin, what's wrong? Yeah, apparently she realizes that this guy apparently is from her childhood, and she punched him. So apparently she's able to figure out that she kind of knew him for years. Zedros basically trying to use his power of the Demon King, and of course then the Archangel shows up, and she basically says, "I won, I won, yeah, guys won." And all of a sudden Mel shows up right behind her, probably a hallucination. Like, why am I remembering the only face of Erosa, the one who killed him? Like, why am I remembering him? And then off in distance, looked like some kind of giant eye over a field somewhere. Yeah, it's really odd ending to this particular chapter, but this was a pretty okay chapter. Yeah, it's like this particular Archangel is like having a blast, think that she's won the war, and no, the war. It seems like war is kind of wrapping up, but not entirely. I would say this is actually a pretty good chapter. I'm going to give it definitely a 9 out of 10. It's a pretty damn good chapter. It's just that, it doesn't seem like this one didn't seem like much stuff happened this shit. Lots of talking, some action. But probably the best thing about it is basically Merlin doing all these movements with her arms, and of course that awesome cover of her basically wrapped in a bed sheet just posing for the camera. I thought it was quite hilarious. I'm not surprised she did that because Merlin is smoking hot and she's thinking of King Arthur as well. Which is, I think he actually did die around prior to this particular arc. Yeah, I think Meliodas was responsible for killing him. I wouldn't be surprised if after Meliodas comes back the way he is, that she would resurrect him. I hope she does because Merlin was a fantastic character in the series. Sad to see him get killed off. Yep. So there's that. Yeah, it seemed like the whole Battle with Ten Commandments is mostly wrapped up. There's not much left. I heard a rumor several months ago where next year is when this series is set to end. I don't know why, but it is. Especially since right now it's only just a little over 2 months away from hitting chapter 300, and it looks like it's going to hit it probably by January at this point. No, probably by February, which is the same time this year that One Piece hit. Actually, it wasn't February. I think it was March of this year when One Piece hit chapter 900. Yeah, otherwise, that's really it for this particular review. Stay tuned for my review of Boruto. I may do a review of One Punch Man if in fact the news chapter get released by now. If it has, I'll read it and review it. If not, I'll just basically pass on it for today. But definitely I'm going to do Boruto next. Okay? But until I see you in the next review, bye.